Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Scottish Rugby TV. I'm Graham Law, and I'm delighted to be at BT Murrayfield this afternoon for the world's oldest varsity match. Yep, it's the University of Edinburgh versus the University of St Andrews, two academic institutions that have been with us for hundreds of years, both founder members of the Scottish Rugby Union in 1873. And there's two segments to today's action at BT Murrayfield. The first part is the women's varsity match. Edinburgh University, the holders of that, having won last year by 36 points to 7. And then we're followed by the men's match, where St Andrews University have won for the last 3 years. We're expecting a crowd of more than 15,000 here at the National Stadium this afternoon, and I'm delighted to be joined for this first game by the Scotland women's captain, Lisa Martin. Lisa, good to see you. You've come hot foot from Heriot-Watt University, from the Orium, where there's a Scotland women's camp going on just now.
Yeah, obviously great to be here at Murrayfield for such a fantastic spectacle. Massive camp we've just come up, we're just in the middle of, as I said, through at Orium. It's a fantastic facility. We're obviously building towards the World Cup qualifiers we're going to have in November, so a lot of contact, a lot of defensive sessions, a lot of attack sessions, but keep developing each day, and yeah, it's promising. We're looking good.
And what about the prospects for this afternoon, Lisa? We're looking at the two teams. There are obviously a fair number of your international colleagues in the Edinburgh team, so on paper they look the stronger.
Yeah, there's a lot of Scotland internationals. Obviously, you've got Sally Stott as well, starting at 8, who's England under-20 international there. A lot of experience, a lot of skill in there, so I'm excited to see what these combinations can do out there against St Andrews. But you know, St Andrews have definitely got some surprises out there. I know they've been training hard over pre-season, so it's going to be a tough game, and excited to see what both teams have got to offer.
The first time that you played on this pitch, what were the emotions that were going through you?
Oh, I think I must have been about 17, 18 at the time, playing for Murrayfield Wanderers, captaining up there, and it was a lot of nerves, a lot of anticipation. Obviously watched a lot of games out here, watched Scotland men play, and just was enjoying it. And you know, it's something that you have to savour. You always remember that first time you were at Murrayfield, and just so envious of the girls who have this opportunity today, and I hope they make the most of it.
Compared to, say, your average club pitch, can you explain to our viewers just the difference of playing on something as vast as this pitch, because it is a big pitch, isn't it?
It's a very wide pitch out there. You don't really realise until you get out there with 15 players there actually how much space you have. But I know Edinburgh play a very expansive game, so they're going to absolutely love the width on here. And with the crowd, as you said, anticipated 15,000, it's going to be a great atmosphere, and hopefully everyone gets behind it all and makes it a great atmosphere for the girls to come out to.
Have you got a wee interest to declare in this, Lisa?
No, as always, I'm going to be utterly impartial. In the end, I'm supporting rugby all the way.
So here we go, a special moment for both teams. Edinburgh on the right of the picture in the green, led out by their captain Sarah Law, and St Andrews on the left. Wee mascot as well, and a pipe or two. Both teams will be presented to the president of the Scottish Rugby Union and the chief executive of the UK Retail Banking Division of our sponsor today, the Royal Bank of Scotland, Les Matheson. There will also be the factor and quester from St Andrews University, Derek Watson, and from the University of Edinburgh, the vice principal, James Smith, will be part of the presentation party. Conditions today, Lisa, it's a pretty blustery wind. That could cause a few challenges for the players.
Yeah, it's definitely swirling around here at Murrayfield. Obviously it's renowned for that, but hopefully the girls can take those conditions into account and play some good running rugby.
So teams lining up. Our referee today is Holly Davidson from the Edinburgh Society, and her two assistants are Graham Allen and Dr. Rebecca Wheater. And don't they look chuffed, the girls? Isn't that good?
Yeah, they're absolutely buzzing for this right now. These last few minutes before kick-off are the most nerve-wracking. Thinking about what they're going to do before the game, what the first bit's going to be.
I wonder if you know anything about the wee mascot there. He looks a cheery soul too. In fact, mascots either side. Well done, St Andrews, for that. There's Rob Flockart, the Scottish Rugby president, just completing his wishes of good luck to the Edinburgh girls. You know, is greeting the officials. Have you been refereed by Holly?
No, unfortunately not. I played alongside Holly for the past few years. Used to play with her at university and now at Murrayfield Wanderers, and I know she's been absolutely buzzing for this game. It's a huge opportunity for her as well, just new into the refereeing game, but hopefully she's going to do a nice game. Let it flow a little bit.
And that would be good. What position did Holly play?
Holly still plays, actually. She plays as standoff, so obviously has a lot of backs knowledge and is learning about scrums as well. So, you know, she's a fan of the running rugby, wide rugby, so she's definitely going to let it flow today.
So not a rival for your jersey at Murrayfield Wanderers then, no?
Oh no, I play at 12, so we're all good. Don't worry about that one.
Very good. Decent crowd building up in these stands, as I was saying earlier. Tickets, combination of tickets sold and tickets issued, because if you were a student and you registered before, I think it was midnight on Wednesday, you could come to what is a superb occasion and a great atmosphere for free. So we're looking at, I think it's almost 18,000 tickets have been issued, which would make this the second biggest outdoor sporting event in Scotland this weekend, only behind the football match at Celtic Park. So that's the presentation done and dusted, and we're very close to kick-off now here at BT Murrayfield. As I say, Edinburgh University won last year's game. The player of the match, I must get that right, the player of the match last year was your international colleague Lisa Thompson, and Lisa's quite a prospect when she's in full throw, isn't she?
Oh, she's a brilliant player. You give her a bit of space, a bit of time on the ball, she's going to do some damage. Excited to see what she's going to do with Megan Gaffney outside her at 13, another Scotland international there. It's a very strong centre partnership, so let's see if St Andrews can contend with them in the centres.
And have the international players in the Edinburgh ranks, have they come straight from the camp?
Yeah, they were actually training this morning with us. I've been training as well on Friday, so they're feeling really fresh, obviously getting their skills in order, but you know, they're excited to pull on the green today and see what they can do for the University of Edinburgh.
As I say, atmosphere bubbling along very nicely here at BT Murrayfield. We're just seconds away from kick-off, and it's Edinburgh's captain Sarah Law who's preparing to kick off towards the railway end of the ground. What's the wind doing, do you think, Lisa?
Oh, it's definitely going to be swirling up there, you can tell by the flags. Hopefully Sarah, I don't think will go too high on this kick-off. Hopefully just land it right on the 10 and get St Andrews under some pressure.
So we're underway, the Royal Bank of Scotland women's varsity match, and it's St Andrews forwards clearing up. Fed out now to Natalie Becker, and it's Erica Macken. Macken finds Rhiannon Fox-Rothwell. Macken again. Oh, inside pass. It's taken on by Kate Saunders, who was on the bench last year in this fixture. And there's Macken again. Good tackle by Megan Gaffney. Macken. Mishandling on two occasions there from the St Andrews outside backs. And as I was saying, it's pretty blustery out there, Lisa, isn't it?
Yeah, you can tell early doors. Obviously nerves are kicking in a wee bit as well for St Andrews, but you know, next couple of minutes hopefully they can settle themselves down and play some good attacking rugby.
So first scrum of the game, and I hesitate to ask an outside back about scrum, but let's ask anyway. What do you anticipate in the battle in the scrum?
Obviously Edinburgh's got Katie Dugan, a Scotland cap there at 3, very experienced in the front row. St Andrews themselves have got a pretty solid front row as well. I'm expecting a good battle here. I think it's all about the scrum height. If Edinburgh can get low enough, then I think they've got the technique to go through it.
So India Burrell feeds, controlled in the pickup from Sally Stott. It's out wide, and here's the opening try. It's Amy Walter in for the first score. We've played just shy of 2 minutes, and Edinburgh take the lead. A well-worked move there, Lisa.
That's a great move there. Obviously comes straight off the training grounds. Good scrum set up by Sally Stott there up to India, and then made it way out to Amy Walter, who's just come back, actually played for Scotland Touch over the summer. Fantastic try there. Definitely will settle the nerves.
Amy played this game last year. One of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the Edinburgh University team who played last year. So as we said earlier, a bit of international experience and also experience of this particular setting. So, Sarah Law. And she adds the extras. Nice little punt over there. And as I say, we've now played 2.5 minutes. And Edinburgh University leading 7 points to 0. Sarah giving a few instructions to her team there. And it's going to be Fiona Cooper, who scored the try for St Andrews last year, getting us back underway. Looked like hands in the ruck there. Hands in the ruck it was as well. That was from Imogen Hooper there. And Sarah Law tapping and going quickly. Good tackle by Fox Rothwell. It's Megan Gaffney. Gaffney up the wing, over the 10-metre line. She's got the pace to go all the way. A 50-metre romp in for Scotland cap Megan Gaffney, and it's try number 2 for Edinburgh.
Great turnover there, and great quick tap from Sarah Law, getting the ball wide and using the place out on the wing there. Megan Gaffney showing all the skill that she's got and getting one under the post. Great debut try for her.
So Megan was through in Glasgow, wasn't she, before?
Yes, she was playing for Hillhead last year. She's now come to the University of Edinburgh to do a Masters in Sports Policy, Management and International Development. So yeah, she's here for the next year, and she's excited about playing against some top quality opposition like St Andrews and also down in England.
Megan Gaffney, of course, I think was also part of the GB Women's Sevens training squad, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was training down there in Surrey alongside Steph Johnston until Christmas. You can see the skills that she's learned from that and brought them back into the 15s game.
Sarah Law adds the conversion. So Edinburgh now leading by 14 points to 0. And we're coming up to 5 minutes played in the women's varsity match, sponsored by the Royal Bank of Scotland. And you're watching on Scottish Rugby TV. You're most welcome wherever you are. Stay tuned, of course. The men's varsity match kicks off at 6 p.m. UK time. And do get in touch with us. We'll try and give a few shout outs during the course of the afternoon. Should give a quick early happy birthday to Emily Marsden in the Edinburgh second row. It's Emily's 21st birthday on Monday, and her granny was very keen that we wished her an early happy birthday. Here's hoping she get a try as well just before her birthday. It'd be a great present for herself. That was Ailsa Luke, the Edinburgh loosehead, taking it on. Law feeds out. Good step there by Lisa Thompson. Thompson showing all her power. Oh, wee bit high on the tackle, but guess what? Megan Gaffney sizing her options up. Doesn't need to use Natalie Guy outside, and it's try number 2 for Megan Gaffney, and a great start for Edinburgh. Brilliant start here. I know the girls have been working hard as a backline, and you're showing the skills right there. All you needed was simple hands, good strong running and stepping from Lisa Thompson, and Megan Gaffney was there yet again for the offload and under the posts. In a situation like this, Lisa, where one team is scoring a lot of points, what does the opposition have to do? I think they just need to just concentrate on basics, things that they can control as a team. So look on their defensive structure, make sure that everyone is making their tackles and going low. In the end, the only things you can control as a team is what you're doing. Sarah Law then, whose younger sister, Rachel, is playing at open side flanker for Edinburgh today. Rachel, part of the Scotland under-20 squad. But we're now 21 points to 0 for Edinburgh, and we've played just come out for 7 minutes. Fiona Cooper, who is a third-year international relations student, in the head guard there, and she gets us back underway. Taken on by Hannah Kurtz, another Scotland under-20 cap in this Edinburgh Uni team. Good offload. Here's Lisa Thompson again. Thompson at full tilt. And Thompson from Hoyk is going to score. She was the creator of the last try for Megan Gaffney, but that was all her own work.
Definitely, you can see that strong offload line. That's just something we've been working on in camp as well, so I'm sure the coaches will be happy she's brought that into the game. Nice strong fend, and she's over the try line.
You mentioned the coaches. I see Shane Munro, Peter Jurisiewicz and Graham Young from the Scotland women's management team are just over to the left. So they're taking a wee break from the Orium as well to come and watch the game, which is great for all the players.
Yes, great. I can see them taking notes as well, so never know who might get called up from this game to come train alongside us next camp.
This conversion will be a wee bit trickier for Sarah. There's good economy of effort in her 3 previous successful kicks, but she'll have to put a wee bit more oomph into this one, a wee bit more welly. Let's see how she does. She's got a very elegant strike, hasn't she?
Yeah, she's got her technique nailed, and she just makes everything look so easy, which sometimes can be a little frustrating when you're trying yourself.
So, 4 converted tries to the good for the holders of the Women's Varsity Trophy. Let's see if St Andrews can vary this kick-off at all. Try and maybe ask a wee bit different question and try and give their forwards a reasonable target. It's a favourable bounce for the Fifers. And it's Imogen Hooper, who played in the game last year, setting up. Good posting of the ball. Erica Macken. Just 5 metres inside the Edinburgh half. I think that went backwards. It's retrieved by Abby Henderson, who's also played in this game last year, but it's a turnover ball. It's Katie Dugan, the Scotland cap, finding Hannah Kurtz. Good hands from Sally Stott, and it's the thoroughbred sprinter Rona Lloyd. She finds Rachel Law, but the referee pulls them back. Did the ball go forward there, Lisa?
Oh, I couldn't want to comment on that one. I couldn't see from up here, but I know Rachel herself looked a bit frustrated there.
Just getting my Rachels and my Ronas mixed up a wee bit.
I'm sure Rachel Law won't mind if you say she's a bit of a sprinter.
You said that, not me. Come on. Now, we have Erica Macken, who is a second-year geology student, getting ready to do the scrum half duty on the St Andrews 22. The ball just ricocheting there. Crowd looking really engaged in the game. And looking out to the east stand, I'm seeing crowd in both lower and upper tier, and as I say, it's building very nicely. Erica Macken feeds an authentic hooker strike there from Imogen Hooper. It's on the wrap round, the old Leinster rugby move. Cutting inside was Fox Rothwell, but referee ruling it had to be released in the tackle. It's a quick tap. It's Sally Stott. Stott outside to Elizabeth Musgrove, and it's another try for Edinburgh. What can you tell us about Liz Musgrove?
She's actually just come back to rugby this year. She's just come from 400 metre sprinting, so she played a little bit as a youngster and has come back to it after hurdling, and she's full of pace, good contact skills, and yeah, exciting to see what prospects she has.
I like you saying 400 metre sprinting.
Feels like I sprint when I do it.
Yeah. I know what you're saying. So, St Andrews are really up against it. Edinburgh, obviously, the more experienced side, as we were reflecting earlier, with a sprinkling of international talent as well. And another cracking conversion from Sarah Law. That's been something that has maybe been a a relative weakness in the women's game, would you say, Lisa?
It's something, obviously, it's a very, very individual thing, and it's something you have to kind of coach yourself. But Sarah, as you can see, has been putting the hard work in, getting those conversions over. But as you say, it's something that is continually getting worked on in the women's game.
Well, I tell you, just as a means of getting the scoreboard ticking, it's great to see. Really good. So it's Katie Dugan again, leading the way. And there's Rachel Law. Kick ahead. It's gathered and turned over immediately by Edinburgh. And it's Lisa Thompson again. She really is an impressive sight at full throttle like that. And that's her second try of the afternoon. And it's one-way traffic at the moment.
It's a great turnover there by Sally Stott. She's a great back row, showing her skills there and showing exactly why she's a an England under 20, international.
There's going to be a few contenders at this rate for player of the match, but as I say, Lisa Thompson, she's got the gas, but she's also got the power, hasn't she?
Yeah, she's got power in that handoff, and obviously you can see from her stepping as well. She's a definite all-rounder and a huge threat at number 12 there.
She used to play at Tynecastle for Hearts, didn't she?
Yeah, she used to play football. She used to split her time between football and rugby until, she decided that rugby was the main one that she wanted to concentrate on. And to be honest, as a Scotland international, I'm pretty thankful she chose that.
So one Scotland international to another, and Sarah Law maintains her 100% record. We've played 14 and a half minutes here at BT Murrayfield. It's the Royal Bank of Scotland Scottish Rugby Women's Varsity match, and Edinburgh University leading by 7 converted tries. So it's Fiona Cooper once again restarting. And once again, Edinburgh's forwards quick to make 6, 7, 8 metres. Side entry penalty from Holly Davidson. And it's a tap and go from Imogen Hooper. Edinburgh not back 10. Imogen does a wee forward roll. And it's taken on now by Eileen Igbonan-Ugo. Another turnover though. But I think the referee is, again, it's a wee time off, and I think that was for once again not retiring the 10 metres. I think she's looking for a watch sponsorship deal there. So another tap and go from St Andrews. It's good offload to Natalie Becker. Macken. Out it goes to Fox Rothwell. Fiona Cooper. Mimi Genot with a headband. St Andrews getting their first real sniff of possession here. Macken again. Through Abby Henderson at standoff. Fox Rothwell tackled. Down on the touchline we go to the shots here. Good tackle from Elizabeth Musgrove, and the referee not happy with something over there. Oh no, it's another penalty. I'm not quite sure. It's a penalty for St Andrews, I think. The semaphore was going a wee bit windmillish there, but anyway, here we go. Options here for St Andrews, Lisa, what do you think?
I think, they've had some really great success the past couple of minutes just with some strong running, so I think use it through the forwards and keep Edinburgh on the back foot.
Imogen Hooper again. Hooper, who's in 4th year, doing a combination of international relations and psychology. Out it goes to Anna Shackleton. Shackleton finds Henderson, but it's intercepted by Sarah Law. promising passage of play ended by the interception, and it's Sally Stott getting Edinburgh back underway. Is that a turnover for St Andrews? Referee saying you've got to release the tackled player on the ground. And it's Mackin again. Here she goes, feeds Hooper. Tackled by her opposite number, Hannah Kurtz.
Some really good work here by St Andrews forwards, making those hard yards but getting Edinburgh on the back foot, and they're getting some reward from it.
Slow ball though, isn't it, Lisa?
Yeah.
Always difficult to do what you would wish off slow ball. Your options are a wee bit limited. Here we go, it's out to Anna Shackleton. Shackleton finds her standoff. Good work by Sally Stott, another turnover. Strong over the ball there, wasn't she?
Yeah, once she's over the ball, there's not much moving her.
Oh, great tackle though there by Fiona Cooper. That would encourage the St Andrews supporters, but a penalty, sadly, from the neutral perspective.
That was a cracking hit there by Fiona Cooper. I know she's a previous Scotland under-20 national player there, showing her prowess in the contact there.
Sarah Law prods the ball up the touchline, and our assistant referee, Dr. Rebecca Wheater, signals line-out time. We've not had very many line-outs so far.
I think this is actually the first
First
one.
line-out, yeah. So line-out targets here for Edinburgh, Lisa.
I'd probably say we've actually just gone down to a 3-man, so it's going to be Rachel Law.
St Andrews getting hands to it, knocking the ball on, and referee not treating us to any advantage.
Just a little bit of a low throw there by Hannah Kurtz. Probably just getting warmed up in the line-outs, but it's good to see Rachel Law getting lifted there.
So there must have been an infringement from Edinburgh initially, as St Andrews have the throw in. Maybe a not straight. So Erica Mackin. That heel was a wee bit tricky there, but Fiona Cooper tidies, and it's Anna Shackleton trying to make some territory up the wing. Some hands in the ruck there, perchance? Yes. She's very good at that, not rolling away signal there. Good percussive movement.
She's probably had practice doing that a couple of Sunday games.
Here we go then. Imogen Hooper finds support from our front row forward, Amy Parry. We're just on the halfway line. Mackin to Henderson. Out it goes. Mimi Genot finds Lanita Gutileva. And Alexis Jenkins, who was on the bench last year, trying to hack on ball. First there, like a good predatory open side, was Rachel Law. Edinburgh tidying now, and it's Katie Dugan having a wee rumble. Front row forwards always like to get their hands on the ball, don't they?
I think it might have been a sidestep as well by Katie Dugan. She'll be loving that.
Hannah Kurtz. Kurtz nailed by Amy Parry, and it's Sarah Law now on the ball. Inside feed. It's her sister, Rachel Law. Was she going to give the ball back? No, she wasn't. She sends the dummy, and it's Rachel Law getting congratulations from her older sister. A try made in Pennycook there, I think.
I'm sure Dawn and Andy will be absolutely chuffed to bits with Rachel scoring that try in her first game for Edinburgh University. Absolute strength shown there for her to break through at least about 3 tackles, I think, there. But no, definitely a special moment for her and Sarah.
She was never going to give that pass back, was she?
Oh, definitely not.
So I suspect this will be the last action of our first period, and after that sisterhood in action, we've got Sarah Law trying to maintain her 100% goal kicking record. A stab kick again, Oh dear, did I jinx that?
I think that might be commentator's curse, that one.
In any event, that's the end of the first period, and Edinburgh have scored 7 tries in that first half, 6 of them converted by Sarah Law, and at half time it's the University of Edinburgh 47, St Andrews University yet to get off the mark. Impressions on that first period, Lisa?
Edinburgh University have started very, very well on that, got a few tries up early doors, but St Andrews, credits them, they've been using their forwards well in the last 10 minutes, making those hard yards, making Edinburgh defend and gaining penalties as well. So hopefully St Andrews can keep building into this second period of the game and hopefully continue to make their way towards trial and get over that whitewash.
In terms of the respective universities, I mean, as I say, St Andrews don't have the same experience as the Edinburgh team, but it's important for the growth of women's rugby in Scotland that we see them get the opportunity and see them test themselves against a really strong women's side.
Exactly, this is what you need for student sport, especially for women's rugby. As you said, it's a growing game, and to be able to be on such a fantastic stage with such a big crowd just allows the game to get shown. And St Andrews girls, this is a good start for them for their season up in the Scottish Leagues. Hopefully they can continue as they did last year. I know they did pretty well in there, got a good number of wins under their belt. But yeah, it's a great spectacle for women's rugby and student sport.
And talking of women's rugby, as we were saying earlier, Lisa, a really important year for the Scotland women's team. You've got a home and away, or an away and home, we don't know the playing order as yet, qualification for the 2017 Women's World Cup in Ireland. Thoughts about that and how it will manifest itself?
Obviously, like you said, it's a big year and it's something that we've been geared towards since the end of the Six Nations last year. At the minute, we obviously don't know our opponents. There's a tournament going to be going on at the start of October to decide who our opponents are going to be. Obviously, once we've found that out, we'll then work specifically towards who that opposition is going to be. But at the minute, everything is geared toward our first game in November, and all focus is on that for the next 2 months.
We're looking possibly at either Spain, Russia or the Netherlands, all of whom have got quite a pedigree in women's rugby.
Yeah, they've definitely got a pedigree, especially in sevens. Obviously with the brief sevens on just now, the second leg of the Europeans, it depends if many of their sevens players are going to be back and playing in the 15s game. Obviously played Spain last year and got a good win against them, so we'll be feeling pretty buoyant if it's going to be them.
Well, I'm sure that all our viewers from Scottish Rugby TV, wherever they're watching from, wish the Scotland women's team all the best. And what a fantastic occasion for the players of both Edinburgh and St Andrews. Look at that crowd streaming into the East Stand here at BT Murrayfield as we're about to get underway for the second period in this match. This is the women's varsity match, to be followed in approximately 32 minutes by the men's varsity match. So you've got another day at camp to go, haven't you, Lisa, before your 3-day camp comes to a conclusion?
Yeah, I've got another training session tomorrow morning, followed by an internal game on Sunday afternoon, so it's where jerseys will be chosen, I think.
We're back underway then, the second half here at BT Murrayfield. This is the Royal Bank of Scotland Scottish Rugby varsity match. What a handoff from the England under-20 and Army cap Sally Stott. Katie Dugan getting the ball out wide to Raphael Duche, but good wide defence there from St Andrews. Referee playing an advantage to Edinburgh. Side entry penalty perhaps.
I think it was, yeah.
Rachel Law keen to get us back underway. She feeds Hannah Kurtz. Kurtz taking the ball on, breaking one tackle. The hooker breaks another, and Hannah Kurtz is going to score close to that right touchline. Good pace for a front row forward.
That's a great pace there by Hannah Kurtz. I think she handed off about 2 or 3 people. Great leg drive and over that whitewash again to get another try for the University of Edinburgh.
Hannah, Scotland under-20 cap. What's she studying, Lisa?
I think she's studying applied sports science, actually.
Well, she certainly applied herself to that try. Sorry, that was terrible. Terrible punnery. Producer's not saying anything, he's very quiet over here. Summarisers lost their tongue as well. I'm sorry about that, folks. Right, okay. We have a change of kicker, I think. Who's that out there? Was it a change kicker? Yes, it was. That was Helena Scullion trying to add the extras. But as it was, that was Edinburgh's 8th try in the early stages of the second half. So let's see if St Andrews can regain some possession. That was a nutmeg, wasn't it? It's Megan Gaffney. Gaffney has Rachel Law to her left, but she doesn't need to use Rachel. And that's a hat-trick of tries for the Scotland cap, Megan Gaffney.
It's great pace there from that. I think it was about 60 metres out there. Had a little dummy and go, step through the line, got around the outside of the 15, and again under the post for Megan Gaffney.
Nine tries now then for Edinburgh. And the backs have really had a bit of a field day. That conversion from Helena Scullion. And Edinburgh have extended their lead. I was asking you earlier, Lisa, we've all been in situations where, you know, we're on a bit of a receiving end, and it's just so important to try and affect a change, isn't it? To try and do something.
Exactly. It's all about getting your team up there and making a mark, whether that's in attack or defence, and keep yourself going forward. It's all about keeping that head up. And
so a wee break in play here as St Andrews' second row, Naomi Boone, gets a wee bit of attention from our medical team.
I think she might have been on the receiving end of one of Sally's storming runs again.
Good to see the focus remains very much uppermost in the Edinburgh Uni players' minds. Are in that huddle and looking really serious about their business.
Yes, it's a big game for them. They obviously want to set their stall out early. They've got a big game next week against Northumbria University as well, so they want to do as much as they can, so they're going into that game feeling confident as well.
Where's that game being played, Lisa?
It's actually getting played down at Kingston Park, so it's another bit of a varsity game for them down at Northumbria. Should be another great game. Obviously, Northumbria's got some good pedigree with some England internationals down there too, so exciting one to wait for the result of that one.
Happily, Naomi is up and running, and referee Holly Davidson says we'll get underway again with the scrum. So we've played 25 minutes, and we've not had too many scrums. It's really been a free-flowing game with the Edinburgh backs showing their mettle from, as you were saying, Lisa, 60, 70 metres out. Now, options here.
I'd probably go on the left here, give Liz Musgrove a bit of room to run. And so we go right.
It's Sally Stott again. Rachel Law up in support. Tigerishly taking the ball forward. India Burrell having to work to free up that ball. And referee eventually says, no, we've had enough of that, thank you. Rachel Law, tap and go again. India Burrell. It's out to Natalie Guy. Burrell again, switches direction. Scullion. Not having to commit too many players to win that ball. Side entry penalty if Edinburgh wish it. It's taken on now by Debbie Lee. And anything the backs can do.
Sure, the forwards can match that, if not better it.
There we go. The 10th try for Edinburgh. Debbie Lee, the second row, saw a bit of space and off she went.
It's good to see her back. No, she's just coming back from a shoulder operation, so for her to get a try on this occasion, I'm sure she's absolutely buzzing.
And it's Helena Scullion, and that's her second successful conversion. And score clicks on to all the sixes for Edinburgh. Both sides, I suspect, Lisa, will use their benches pretty freely, won't they? So that all 22 players will have an opportunity to participate.
Definitely, yeah. I think you're going to see quite a few changes coming up from both sides, giving the girls plenty of opportunity and plenty of time on this pitch.
Megan Gaffney feeds out to Musgrove. And just a foot and touch there. I tell you, Fiona Cooper puts in a power of work for St Andrews.
She's definitely been one of their standout players so far this match.
There's Megan Gaffney, the Scotland cap. So one of the rarities of this afternoon so far at BT Murrayfield, it's a line out, and it's Imogen Hooper throwing in for St Andrews. And she finds her target. Mackin feeds out. Henderson. On it goes. Ball out to the wing now. And with all that space, she cuts inside. And the referee, I think, has ruled there was a forward pass. That was a pity because it was good clean ball from the line out.
Yeah, it was. St Andrews got on the outside of Edinburgh University there in their defence and looked a bit threatening.
But we're back in the St Andrews 22, and you would have to say this is going to be another big test for the St Andrews defence.
I see they've put Fiona Cooper now in at 12, so hoping to counteract the centres of Edinburgh University. No doubt she's putting a big hit in the next couple of seconds.
That was almost a heel against the head at the scrum. You don't see that very often, but I think the referee wasn't satisfied that the ball had actually entered the tunnel properly. So India Burrell. What's India studying? Go and say geography. Go on.
Geography, possibly? I know she's just come over. She's just playing. Actually, it's her first game of rugby union. She's come from playing touch actually.
Wow.
Down in Australia, I think it was.
Here we go. Natalie Guy. Megan Gaffney again. The pass was on there to Elizabeth Musgrove. Sets up. India Burrell to Scullion. That's Judith Ogugugu. Turnover. Henderson. It was Fox Rothwell opting to kick, and the pass from Megan Gaffney wasn't gathered. It wasn't maybe the most sympathetic of passes. Raphael Duché knocking on there.
Raphael's actually come from American football, so she's probably not used to the whole passing backwards yet. So I know she'll definitely be pretty strong in the contact.
I love the fact that as part of the competition between two universities, the Capital v Kingdom concept today, there were 300 students competing in I think 14 different sports, which says a lot about how important sport is to both universities.
It's a huge thing, student sport. Wednesdays are a very big day in both universities.
Here's Sally Stott. Rolls out of that tackle, feeds a Gogu. She's tackled just 3 metres short. India Burrell. Oh, good tackle by Gutieva. Edinburgh just 2 metres short. Burrell feeds Scullion. Here's Hannah Kurtz. Kurtz. Hint of an accidental offside there. Good tackle by Fox Rothwell. Burrell. Scullion. Great tackle again. It's taken on by Alison Glass. Fox Rothwell pinged for going over the top. It's tapped by Katie Dugan, and it's a try for Katie Dugan from the quick tap penalty. And from the neutral point of view, the one-way traffic continues, Lisa.
Yeah, it does. St Andrews have had some good possession. Unfortunately, it's been in their own 22, but they've dealt with it well. Hopefully, they can get themselves up into the Edinburgh half now.
The tweed jackets are in. I think they might make a bit of noise in a short while.
Give it a couple of minutes. I'm sure you'll hear them singing in a second.
Conversion attempt is successful. That was Helena Scullion again. So Edinburgh continuing. I think was their 11th try. And it's once again Fiona Cooper, who's had plenty of practice at the restarts today. Cooper trying to make the tackle, but Sally Stott breaks free, feeds inside to Ailsa Luke. What a pass from Luke! It's taken by Duché. Great tackle by the St Andrews fullback Alexis Jenkins. It's Katie Dugan, and Dugan over for her second try in as many minutes. 34 minutes gone. That was heroic defence there from St Andrews, but just the strength in numbers and good offloads from Edinburgh there.
Yeah, it was definitely some great tackling there from St Andrews University, especially their fullback there. That was a bit of a front row try there, but they also making a bit of a break, and then Katie Dugan finishing off in the corner.
It's a lovely pass off the left hand from the loose head, wasn't it?
That was a brilliant pass, especially when there's so much pressure. Ailsa's a very skillful front row, and yeah, excited to see her setting up that try.
Conversion attempt. Not this time. So we've got about 5 minutes of this afternoon's women's varsity match remaining. Edinburgh comfortably in control. And for all their followers and for the St Andrews team themselves, it would be nice to see them get a score. But there's another opportunity to see what they can create from this restart. Fiona Cooper. Once again, it's Sally Stott who seems to have been magnetised to the ball this afternoon. And should be a good candidate for player of the match.
Yeah, she's definitely up there.
And there's another Lisa Thompson and another Megan Gaffney. Now Rona Lloyd's outside. I think I would give Rona a wee run. She breaks the tackle of Alexis Jenkins, and it's always good to see Rona Lloyd having a chance to tilt her lance at the try line, and she's happy with that score. your colleague from the Scotland women's team. Not had much ball this afternoon, Lisa, but when she gets a sniff, off she goes.
Oh, she's a dangerous player. Just glad she's on my team, to be honest. The minute you give her a bit of space, she's gone. She's a great finisher, and good to see her get on the score sheet today.
She'll be heading back to the Orium for tomorrow's Scotland women's session. Conversion attempt from that try by Helena Scullion goes astray, but we're at 83-0. And we just got a few minutes of play remaining. The referee, Holly Davidson, overseeing proceedings. And it's Fiona Cooper once again. It's caught by Scullion. Options to her left and right. That was Isabel Hammond. And this is Judith Ogugugu. Katie Dugan, a wee dummy there. Ball in two hands, good to see. Brave tackle by Alexis Jenkins. It was Lisa Thompson in support. And referee awards a side entry penalty.
I think that was Lucy Winter in the side there, just got a bit excited for the ruck.
St Andrews, tap and go. Wide pass. That's quite a tackle from Megan Gaffney. Follow up again from Katie Dugan on Katie Barker, the St Andrews replacement hooker. And St Andrews making a bit of progress there, trying to post the ball back in that ruck. Henderson feeds out, Fiona Cooper, it's all maybe just a wee bit lateral. Gutieva gets a bit of space out wide. That was Alexis Jenkins trying to keep the ball alive. Here's Megan Gaffney. Oh, nice show and goal from Gaffney. Up the touchline she goes. And Megan Gaffney is in for her fourth try of the afternoon.
I think she must have danced up that try then. She had about 2 or 3 metres to spare there. Stepped her player and got the fend in, and she's over again.
Touch of class from Megan there. And as they always say, class is permanent, isn't it?
Sure, Megan will definitely agree on that one. She's a very dangerous runner. She's a great person to have at 13.
Sarah Law is back on. She just missed one conversion while she was IC kicking duties. Let's see what she can do from out by the 15-metre line. What a cracking kick. That's very encouraging. So I think we'll have time perhaps just for the restart. Edinburgh Uni comfortably in the lead. 14 tries in fact, 14 tries for Edinburgh. Beautiful. Great pace up the wing again from Katie Dugan. My word! The last time we saw a prop score a 50-metre try,
I think Katie might be looking for a bit of time off tomorrow morning after that long busting run up the wing there. We're never going to hear the end of that one at camp, I feel.
Lung busting, stamina sapping, swashbuckling, it was all of them. Lisa, I believe the player of the match has been selected by the Scotland women's head coach, Shade Monroe. And would you like to tell us Shade's nomination?
obviously a lot of contenders in there from the University of Edinburgh, but I think standout person has to be Edinburgh's 13, Megan Gaffney.
Yeah, Megan Gaffney, 4 of the 14 tries that have graced the international pitch here at BT Murrayfield. It's a pitch that Megan has played on and scored tries on for Hillhead Jordan Hill, who are always, it seems to me, involved at the top of the tree with Murrayfield Wanderers. There's been some cracking contests between the two real heavyweights of Scottish Women's Club Rugby. What another terrific kick from Sarah Law. And that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, is full time in the Royal Bank of Scotland Scottish Rugby Women's Varsity match. It's one-way traffic, Edinburgh University winning 97 points to 0. Your thoughts on the game, Scotland Women's captain Lisa Martin?
It was a great game to watch, great spectacle for student sport, but Edinburgh University ran away with it there, started well, kept going for the entire game, and showed their class, especially in the back line.
Thank you, Lisa. Pleasure to have you with us this afternoon. That's the action for the moment here at BT Murrayfield. Join us again in a few minutes, where my colleague Bill Johnston will be commentating on the Vens Varsity match. But for me, Graham Law, thanks for your company. Edinburgh University 97-0 winners in the Women's Varsity match. Goodbye for now.